Test, test. All right, hey, what's up, YouTube? How you guys doing today? It's your boy Mike Shinnery. Um, I just had some ideas that I wanted to talk about. Something I came across today that made me think. I think some people need to do some introspection. And what I mean by introspection is um, taking a look at themselves and the person that they um, project out to the world, how people see them, um, how you're perceived by other people around you, um, and maybe by getting an introspection of what people think of you, um, might help you to figure out why you're getting the results in life that you're getting. All right, so um, what I what I realized today is that there's a lot of toxic people out there. All right, there's a lot of people that think about themselves. Like when I say toxic, I'm talking about like when you meet people that are always angry. Excuse me, the tea got to me. Like people that are always angry, you know what I'm saying? They're always hotheads. Like you meet them in the morning, they're already mad. You know, them Debo type fools that are just angry for no reason. You know, the type of people that are always trying to one up you, almost like you're in a competition in life. It's like you could say something like, "I bought a new car." You say, "Oh yeah, I was just looking at a new car yesterday, and oh yeah, I found a car for this much, and it's got this much miles." You know, dang, like you thought you got a good deal, and this dude just trying to take your shine. You know what I'm saying? People like that. Other types of toxic people that we know, like the gossip queens, always talking about somebody else, talking negative about the things that they see and hear. Um, just like they never have nothing positive to say, right? And we all know people like that, whether it's family, friends. You know what I'm saying? Like people that are always in arguments or always complaining. We got people like that at home sometimes. We got people like that at work. If you're on like a bowling team or you play sports or something, on the weekends or in the evenings, something like that. There's always that one person that it's like, dang, like what's his problem? Um, there's people that like online. I go online a lot. I go on chats and stuff like that because I don't watch too much TV or nothing. And I noticed, there's online they're called trolls, right? People that go in there and they're just looking to try to trigger people or just trying to look for opposition. You know what I'm saying? They just go in there and just to cause some type of chaos. You know what I'm saying? Or you got those people that are like the misery loves company, right? So they just feel a certain way about life, and that's the way it is, and they're gonna let everybody know it, and they're gonna remind you of those type of events. And we see stuff like that a lot in the red pill and in the manosphere. It's people that learn a certain thing, and because at some point in their life, that one thing affected them personally, right? And so they keep bringing that up, and they're always gonna just talk about that one thing, right? Like for instance, in dating and whatnot, um, you learn about the habits of men and women, right? And there's guys that are stuck on the concept of women are just gold diggers. Every woman is just trying to take your money, trying to take you for everything you got, right? Now, we all have women in our lives. We all know that they're not every single one is just after money, right? There's a lot of good and a lot of bad that comes from women, but there are guys that get stuck on that one thing, and that's just the way it is, and that's the way it's gonna be, and so they're gonna try and pull you back when you're trying to, um, like say if you're trying to rebound from a past relationship, right? Or you're single and your friend just broke up with his girl or something like that, and you're trying to like get him in a good positive mood or something. Let's go out, let's go play some pool, whatever. Let's go to the bar, have some fun. and the dude just has this negative thing. It's like, no man, all them girls, they just gold diggers. This, and then it makes you think like man, like what's going on with this guy? And uh, eventually, it's like you get to a point where you don't want to be around that guy anymore, or you don't want to hang out with him too much. And that could sometimes it's your best friend. It could be somebody that you grew up with. It could be the person that you've worked with for years or whatever. And they take on this toxic personality, right? If everything's negative, everything's bad, or everything's got to be about him. You know what I'm saying? They're always challenging, um, not in a positive way, not like trying to build, but they're challenging like whatever you do, they're going to try and one up you, right? So um, I want to challenge everybody to do some introspection on yourself. What kind of person are you? Do you have those toxic traits, right? That makes people avoid you, right? And maybe that's why you don't get the results in life that you want, right? Like, what is stopping you? Do you have a lot of negative thoughts in your head that you're holding on to that keeps you from either taking a risk, um, taking on a new job, or trying something new? You have ideas for businesses or something like that, but you're scared to try them because um, your friend tried and failed, or your parents tried something and it didn't work out for them. You're just holding on to that negative thought, and it becomes toxic, and it creates a mentality that you can't do this thing, or that this thing is going to end up negative no matter what you do. It's just going to go bad, right? So I just wanted to give you guys that idea to start doing that introspection. You know what I'm saying? Look deep down inside of who you are, because the one thing that you can't deny is that the world is going to give you results. Okay, no matter who you are, good or bad, high or low. If you're a toxic person, you're going to get toxic results. If you're a more optimistic person that's always willing to try something new, or hey, you know what, I'm going to give this guy a chance, see how he works out. At least be willing to try, right? And you're going to get a different result than if you're that negative person that that cannot do attitude. All right. So one of the ways that you can do that is start looking at your circle. All right. In your circle, which person are you, and where do you fall on that spectrum? Look at the last 5 or 6 conversations you had with your friends, a group of friends, or your coworkers, or your family at home. It's like, do your conversations always make, when you leave those conversations, do you feel a negative vibe in you? Do you walk away angry, upset? Do you walk away with some kind of feeling of healing, or like you helped somebody, or you gave them some type of positive light? The people that walk away from you, do they leave your conversations with a smile on their face? You know what I'm saying? Like, think to yourself, what effect do I have on the world, right? And at the same time, what effect does the world have on me? Right? That's that introspection. Are you letting the crabs in the barrel pull you back down? In your circle, do you have a bunch of people that are those toxic people that are holding you back from finding the greatness that you might have? Are you that crab that's holding somebody else back? Every time they got an idea for something, you're telling them no. You know what I'm saying? Like you're that negative light in their life. Okay? Like I said, the world will tell you your truth. A lot of people are avoiding the truth, avoiding their own truth. Okay? The world is telling you every day who you are. You know what I'm saying? When people avoid conversations with you, and you might have a really great idea, but nobody wants to hear it. It's like, and you think to yourself like, oh, that guy. You're willing to put the blame on that person, but how often do people let you get your conversation out? Are they trying to avoid you, or are those people toxic? Right. So this all comes full circle with controlling your circle. Right. You should get yourself around people that want to build you up, that want you to do better in life. Right. And at the same time, you should have people in your circle that you are willing to help, and you should be that person that's being a light for them. Okay. For instance, like my son. Oh, I know my son. He was mad at me over the last year. Okay, one of my sons. I really pushed him hard to take certain college classes, right? That I knew would help him on his journey in his music production. But we used to have some heated conversations. You know what I'm saying? And he was taking it as a negative, and even though I was seeing it as a positive, but the way I was coming across, might be the reason he took it as a negative. So I had to do some introspection on myself every once in a while. I look at myself as like, okay, how can I make this come across as a positive thing? How can I show him that this is a good thing for him? Right? So sometimes I change up the way that our conversation goes, or the way I have conversations with my kids, because I have to, as a dad, it's my job to make them not afraid to take risks. Not make them, it's like allow them to be willing to take risks, to try new things, to find out what makes them happy, what's the best parts of their life, But if I'm that crab in a barrel that's on, don't do that, son. Don't try that. Oh, don't do that, you'll fail. Like I've never been that guy. I've always wanted them to try new things and all that. But because of the life I've lived, I've tried a lot of things, so I have a lot of experiences. And sometimes it's like when I see them, as soon as I see them start, it just something snaps inside me, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just reminds me of that experience, and I'm quick to get on them about how I feel about that event, that risk that they're about to take. You know, and then I stop myself every time. Every time I start feeling a certain way, and I try to think of a different way to bring the message across. So that it's not toxic. So that next time, I'm dad. Come to dad, right? Like we can talk about anything that's on your mind, but I have to make them feel safe, right? And if I'm coming across as toxic, they're not going to tell me the things that they're experiencing, the things they're going through. All right. So that's just a quick message I wanted to put out there, man. Like, especially you guys out there, man. If you guys want families and stuff like that later, right? You better know who you are, because of course when you meet a girl and whatnot, you're gonna try and put on the your character, what I'm saying, get all flashy, look nice and all that, and you're gonna put on your act when you first meet her, but eventually your truth is gonna come out. Okay, the person who you really are is gonna come out if you're that negative, toxic person. So start now. Learn how to get rid of that toxic uh, mentality. Get rid of all that negative as much as you can, so that you can project a more happy person, a nicer. I'm not saying nice like you gotta hold doors open for everybody and smile at everybody you see, but don't come across as not being able to smile, not being able to hold open a door for somebody carrying boxes or something. You know what I'm saying? Make people willing to interact with you, and you'll get a lot better results in life. All right. So that's my message for today. until the next time. Hey, don't mind the microphone, all right? You guys heard my last few videos came out like crap, so I was like, whatever. I got got a different microphone out, and that's what we're doing now. All right. So until the next time, um, I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Tell your friends about me. All right. Check me out on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media, whatever. Share the message if you got something good out of it. All right. Okay. Until the next time. Aloha.